Welcome. In this video, I'll take you through what you'll need to do to create recorded training with Camtasia. In this session, I'll cover what to use Camtasia sessions for, materials you'll need, how to prepare the presentation, how to warm up your voice, getting set up to record from PowerPoint or Camtasia, how to record, editing and effects, the output file, and getting the video approved and uploaded. You can use the recording functionality of Camtasia for any of the following situations: to record a presentation switching between presentation slides and your desktop application, to record a demonstration or a how-to video, and to record a small portion of an online activity with no audio. Advantis has a Samsung microphone that plugs directly into a USB port. Once it's connected, a blue light on the front of the microphone turns on. We also have a P-pop filter, which is a noise protection filter for microphones. P-pop filters are typically used in recording studios. It serves to reduce or eliminate popping sounds caused by the impact of fast-moving air on the microphone during a recording. To set up the P-pop filter, there's a holder that screws onto the side of a table, and then you can bend the flexible arm to be between you and the microphone. It's recommended to put something on the tabletop to protect the table from getting scratched. We have found that when you have an in-person audience, you speak to them. However, when you are recording for an online audience, the focus of the presentation changes. The training improves for the audience when you focus on the smoothness of the recording. Without a written script or a list of talking points, you may have too many ums, ahs, uncomfortably long pauses, or other sounds you don't want in the final output. In short, prepare a script that'll work for you. Use the Advantis PowerPoint template. To prepare a PowerPoint with Advantis branding, go to the Advantis Internet site, the Information tab, and the Marketing Collateral section to download a copy. When you are preparing the PowerPoint, don't waste time with fancy transitions or graphics. Keep things brief. When recording screens with text on them, add an extra 30% of time to the time it took you to read it. Additionally, ensure that what you are saying with the slide is not too long. If it is, divide the content into 2 slides to keep the visuals and the talking points moving. Next, let's focus on the content. There's a difference between a presentation and training. In a presentation, information is presented to the audience. In a training, information is presented and the audience has an opportunity to practice that information. Remember, people learn best by doing. If you are setting up a training, be sure to include the overall goal of the training. List the objectives of what the attendee should be able to do at the end of the training. Of course, you'll include content, and if you want the attendee to actually learn how to do a specific task, be sure to include a practice exercise. With Camtasia, quizzes can be added to the video, or you can ask the learner to pause the video and practice what you just demonstrated. When setting up your presentation or training, keep in mind where the audience is coming from. Are they completely new to the topic? If so, allow more time for them to absorb the new concepts and language. And you may also want to provide more than one contextual example to reinforce the concept you're teaching. On the flip side, if they are very familiar with the topic and you're adding only a small enhancement, you can speak at a more normal pace when presenting the information. At the end of the script, review the objectives again when you summarize what the training was about. Next, we move on to writing the script. Using the script template, prepare the visuals, write your script, list directions needed, and if you know any Camtasia effects to be applied, you can list them too. A script may seem pretty formal at first, but it's a great tool to help you stay focused. Plan the visuals that go along with each line of dialogue. In summary, be sure to prepare your talk before you start recording. Now for some tips. Be sure to skip long introductions. Lead with the most important information. Write for the ear, not for the eye. When we write, we tend to write how we were taught to write papers, not how we'd speak conversationally. In this situation, you want to write for the ear. Keep sentences short to make it easier to emphasize key points. Use simple words. Avoid jargon. Use words like best instead of optimum or do instead of accomplish. If you must use jargon, stick to commonly used terms. Even technical audiences appreciate a clear and straightforward message. Use contractions. For example, use let's start rather than let us start. Avoid tongue twisters. Reword any phrases that are hard to articulate. This will help avoid too many retakes. Consider breaking the video into small topical segments. People often don't want to watch a video that is too long, so the faster you get to the point, the better. Next, we move on to practicing the script. Read the script out loud. There is only one way to know if the copy works for the ear, and that is by reading it out loud. Not out loud as in mumbling over your computer, but read it with the dynamics and pace you'll want to use when recording. We easily become too familiar with our own words. If needed, have someone else read the script to you. If you can't easily pick out the main points, your audience won't be able to either. Time your script. If you want to be sure the video is X minutes long, time how long it takes to read it. It's easier to trim content in script form before recording it than when you're in the middle of the recording. Plan when to show the application and when to show the PowerPoint pages. During the recording, pacing is important. Talk slowly and enunciate clearly. Keep in mind your audience and speak at a rate so they can absorb and digest the information comfortably. Additionally, you may need to prepare the desktop. When a video includes screen capture or screen recording, clutter on the computer screen can be distracting. There's nothing worse than fumbling through unnecessary apps and programs to get to what you want to show in a video. And be sure to have Outlook notifications turned off if you're recording from your desktop. When you are preparing to record, it's important to rehearse, but don't overdo it. You still want some freshness in your recorded presentation. Speak confidently. It may not come naturally to you to record your voice, but it's a skill you can learn. One way to move away from feeling you may be judged is to think how you are serving your audience. You are a messenger with information that you'll present that will help your audience do a better job. Emphasize keywords and phrases. Give them a punch. Avoid dairy, which creates phlegm. Instead, consider drinking tea, which is great for the voice. Warm up your voice. You are the instrument. Read a piece out loud really fast, but over-enunciate it as you do it. That's a great exercise for warming up your voice. Maintain good posture. This affects your breathing. Increase your energy so your audience can sense your enthusiasm. Attack the start. This is the most important part to gain the audience's attention. And remember to breathe. Another tip is to smile on the inside so others can hear your joy. There are two ways to record with Camtasia: from within PowerPoint or directly in Camtasia. When you open a PowerPoint presentation and you have Camtasia, you'll see a message that asks you if you want to add a Camtasia add-in to PowerPoint. Click OK. In PowerPoint, click the Add-ins tab. Here you'll see a miniature recording toolbar. Zooming in on the toolbar, notice this functionality. The red round button is to begin recording. The microphone icon is to toggle the microphone recording on or off. The bullseye icon is used to toggle a camera on and off if we had one. The monitor icon is used to display a camera preview. This option requires a camera to be installed. And I'll explain the Camtasia recording options icon on the next page. Use the Camtasia recording options icon from the far right of the toolbar to verify specific recording options, such as to enable editing in Camtasia when finished recording, to check the video frame rate, the default is 30 frames per second, to check the record audio, and verify your audio source. In this example, you can see that the Samson Meteor mic is the selected microphone. And you can decide if you want to hear system clicks and sounds. Capturing system audio defaults as enabled, so if you don't want those sounds, you can disable it. Notice here that you can use Ctrl-Shift-F9 to record or pause, and you can use Ctrl-Shift-F10 to stop the recording. Click OK to confirm your settings. To get started, press the red record button. To test your audio, click the Click to Begin Recording button and give it a few minutes of test and then verify that it's capturing both the audio and the video. When you've recorded enough of your test, you can press Ctrl-Shift-F10 to stop the recording, or you can press the Escape key on your keyboard to end your recording. A dialog displays where you can name the video and save it, and then you'll choose to produce or edit the video. If you choose Produce the output, you can send the output to me for editing, effects, and review, which I'll get into more soon. Or if you want to edit the video yourself, click Edit, which will take you to Camtasia. If you are not in PowerPoint and choose to record in Camtasia, know that you can use Camtasia to record, edit, and share. Here is what the Camtasia editor looks like. It is made up of the timeline, where you can arrange and edit your clips, the Tools panel, where your media is stored along with shapes, animations, effects, and more, the Canvas, where you position, resize, and preview your media, and the Properties panel, where you fine-tune your media and effects. Let's focus on recording in Camtasia right now. So to record in Camtasia, click the Record button. This hides the editor and opens the Camtasia Recorder toolbar. For the screen capture, you can choose either full screen or custom. By default, the recorder is set to capture everything that happens on the screen. To customize the capture settings, choose the Custom button to change the size of the recording. The Camera button is off since we currently are not using webcams. And click the Audio button to enable audio recording. For any of these settings, click the drop-down arrows next to the button to customize the setting. When you're ready, click Record. Camtasia will count down with a 3, 2, 1 until the recording begins and you can begin speaking. Be sure to do a test recording to ensure the video and audio are getting recorded. When you are ready to do the real recording, hit record and talk through your presentation. Remember, you can use Ctrl-Shift-F9 to record or pause, and Ctrl-Shift-F10 to stop the recording. When you're finished recording, click the Camtasia Recorder icon in the System tray, then click the Stop button here on the right. Once you stop the recording, the capture automatically appears in the Media bin, on the Canvas, and on the timeline, where the top track is the audio captured from your microphone, and the bottom track is the screen video and system audio. To preview the recording, click the Play button or press the space bar. To jump to a point in the video, click the timeline or click and drag the playhead to scrub through the video. To make an edit in the video, drag a handle on the playhead to select it and click the Cut or Scissors icon to remove it. A stitched line displays to show where the media was removed. If you cut too much or too little, click the Undo icon and try again. If you make a selection and want to bring the playhead back together, double-click the playhead. To remove extra footage from a recording, click and drag the end of a clip in. This is called trimming. If you trim too much, simply drag the clip back to restore your video. To fine-tune your editing, use the zoom slider to zoom in on the timeline. If you zoom too much or want to see your full project, click the magnifying glass to view your entire project on the timeline. To add additional media, tools, or effects, drag them from the Tools panel to the timeline. Camtasia has a range of effects. Here are a few examples. We can review all the options in person if you'd like. You can use media, like our Advantis intro and outro, which have been added to the library. As we develop standard tools, we'll build our library, making it easier each time thereafter. Camtasia also has annotations, like callouts, arrows and lines, shapes, blurs, highlights, or on-screen keyboard strokes. For transitions between different video segments, we can use a fade, flip, fold, page roll, page turn, ripple, slide effect, and a bunch more. Transitions can be applied at the end of one clip and the beginning of another. For text behaviors, there's drifting, explode, fade, fly in, jump and fall, pop up, pulsate, reveal, and more. For cursor effects, the cursor can be highlighted, magnified, or spotlighted. There's also cursor smoothing, which is great to add when you don't move the cursor cleanly from point A to point B. Audio effects like music or sound help create a feeling or stimulate an emotion, as you heard in the intro. And to add interactivity, you can create quizzes that can be added to the timeline. Quizzes can use multiple choice, fill in the blank, short answer, and true-false questions. You can provide answers for immediate feedback, and you can direct the participant to one of 4 places afterwards, optionally. They can continue playing the recording, go to a URL outside the training, jump to a training in the recording, or jump to a marker in the recording. When you use quizzes, the recording must be played from the HTML file rather than the MP4 file, and we can upload both to the Advantis Internet site if you want to give them the option. If you have special effects to be added, provide a list of what effects you want so we can coordinate efforts to have them added. If you choose an effect such as an animation or transition, clips on the timeline highlight to show you where they can be applied. When working on your project, use the canvas to position and resize your media. Use the Properties panel to fine-tune your media and effects. When you're satisfied with your video, export it as a file on your computer. And when you're done working, remember to save your project by navigating to File, Save. You can share the finished output to either the Advantis 71 path or place a copy of it in the Advantis 26 pub folder. Let me know that it's ready for review, and if you have special effects that you want added, be sure I have a list of those effects. Once a video is approved, I'll ensure it is named appropriately and uploaded to the Advantis Internet site, along with sending a communication to the associations to let them know it's available for viewing. To wrap up this presentation, today we covered what to use Camtasia sessions for, materials you'll need, how to prepare the presentation, how to warm up your voice, getting set up to record from PowerPoint or Camtasia, how to record, editing and effects, the output file, and getting the video approved and uploaded. Thank you for watching How to Record a Training with Camtasia. Good luck with your presentation, and let me know how I can help you.